want kids to be taken care of and embrace their strangeness.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to The Empire. We like to engage with everyone from pastors to actors, rappers to trappers, and everybody in between. And yes, you know what? Y'all should know what? We got another great guest for you guys today. And my name's Antonio Lee Miles. I'm your host for today. And you guys should know what to do, but I'll just give you a friendly reminder. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, share it, comment down below what you guys think. If you guys want to support with the digital cashbacks and the digital things like that, you can hit our CASHAPP, which is $THEE Empire Podcast. Same thing for Venmo, the Empire Podcast. And then for PayPal is paypal.com or paypal.me/the Empire Podcast. Regardless, everything will be in the link in the description. And as the format goes, we're just going to jump right into our guests. We're not going to give you too much spill. We're not going to jump rope. We're not going to sing and dance and hoopty hoop, but we might. Depends on how our guest feels. We might dance a little bit, sing a little bit. Who knows? Maybe cover some Megadeth. Who knows? There's options out here. But anyway, the guest that we have today is a gentleman who we'll talk a lot about what he's done, but we're going to focus primarily on his vintage toy shop that he does. And maybe we'll talk a little bit about some skateboarding too and some other things. And that gentleman is Jason Lola. Welcome to the Empire, Jason.
How's it going, Antonio? Nice to see you again.
Bro, super nice to be here and have you here today, man.
Oh, I feel the same way.
Gotcha. And how's your day been, bro?
It's been good. Just been taking care of sticker orders and stuff. I run a printing company on the side and stuff, so that's one of my main incomes. And just running around, just meeting up with people, giving them their stickers for before the weekend and stuff.
Oh, yeah, because the weekend's coming up soon and people want to get the stickers for the... It's probably like high demand right now, right?
Yeah, because in San Bernardino, there's a lot of events going on, like at the NAS Center, and then we have a lot of like food trucks and catering companies and stuff, so we service a lot of them too.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's probably like a rave going on at the NAS Center, right? That's the Orange Show, right?
Yeah, it happened like last week, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I swear, I feel like raves have brought that place back to life.
Yeah, it's crazy, and now they have a metro link that goes down from LA and connects out there. So after the rave's over, it's a special metro link that'll take it straight to Union Station too.
You're joking.
Yeah. So like now it's really even more open to people because we don't have a lot of hotels out here in San Bernardino. So it's like that helps out even more with our like tourism and stuff, like you were saying. And then the casino, of course, too, Yamava.
For sure. I guess we got to get some more hotels, but isn't there some on Hospitality Lane? Aren't there some hotels there?
Yeah, they just built the Stay Bridge, which is cool. But like compared to other cities, like other cities that have venues like the ones we do, they usually have a good amount of hotels and stuff like that because they'll get sold out quick, and especially like Airbnbs out in this area around that time.
True.
I even thought about doing it one time.
Doing an Airbnb?
Yeah, maybe around like for NAS Center and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, but. Definitely, yeah. It's crazy out here, especially with all the new stuff coming in. Like I see a lot of more positive stuff coming in for the city.
Gotcha. Can you tell what's some of the things that you've seen that you like?
Well, I own a skateboard company called Wax Skateboards, and we've been doing it for 10 years. We're not producing any boards anymore. We're just doing clothing. But one thing we did do was we were able to get the kids in the community. Gather 2,000 signatures to get the new skate park named after one of the skateboarders that passed away. His name was John Cole. And we pretty much had like a couple events and a couple skate shops that were willing to put the signatures in there. And that's how we were able to get the signatures done and actually get it passed through the city and the water department and also the Parks and Recreations. They had to pass through all three of them. And we were able to do that. And it's just awesome just to even help out like that. And the kids, they all came together pretty much. I was able to organize it, but they were the ones really getting the signatures and putting it out there like that,
Yeah, that's dope.
So we were able to see that. And then when the park opened, and it's actually named after him too. It's John Cole Skate Park. If you Google it or any of that, and it was just awesome. I actually got award from the family of John Cole, and it was the state assembly award for the naming of the skate park and stuff, which is cool. And I have it in my office still to this day. But that was just a small thing to start off with the kids, because that's the main thing that I think about when it comes to San Bernardino. We have a lot of issues with not being able to express kids' talent, especially in certain areas. Like this area, this spot is like amazing for kids and young adults to express themselves. But I feel like San Bernardino needs a lot more places like this, and they need to fund it, because if they do things like that, it's going to get away from a lot of the issues that we have with crime.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They need a place to go.
Exactly. And I noticed with the skate comps, when I used to throw them at the skate park over there at Blair Park, a lot of the kids, they really, really, really embraced skateboarding and got away from, that violent life or stealing or just doing bad stuff, you know.
You can cuss.
Okay. Well, yeah, doing bad shit, you know. And I feel like if you give the kids a platform, especially out here with the talent that they do have, you'll be able to save a lot of kids' lives without having to deal with all this violence and just messing up the community all the time, you know, like vandalism and stuff like that.
Options really matter.
Yes.
Options really matter.
Exactly.
Jason, for people who may not know who you are and what you do, can you please let us all know who you are and what you do?
Well, I owned Wax Skateboards, and I'm still doing it to this day. But like I said, I just do clothing now. But I'm eventually going to get back into the boards. It's just because COVID happened. And then once COVID happened, I noticed that a lot of the companies were using cheap wood for their boards. The reason why is because all the good wood was bought up during COVID. And a lot of people were scared that we wouldn't be able to get shipments out in time and stuff like that. So I decided just to put that part on hiatus and just do shirts and stuff. So then what we would do is we would have these events, and we would have different sponsorships by different brands, clothing brands, food companies, all different types of people. Like Rosa Maria's was one of them. They gave us a 6-foot burrito for one of our skate events. And then what we do is we have like different merchandise, like in case kids broke something or they need some type of stuff. And then like I always made sure that my shirts and my skate decks were affordable, so that all the kids in San Bernardino can afford it, instead of having to get a blank board or a what is it called, a shop board from like one
Active
of the
Ride Shops.
Yeah, exactly. You know. So, and it gave them more of a patriotism towards it, because they wanted something that was local, you know, and that they took pride in. So that was one of the things that we did. And then we also would flood the event afterwards by doing a product toss. But also there was a catch for the last part of it. We would give out a board to one of the kids that had the worst board in the park, and we would give them a free board. And then what we would do is we would offer to pick up the trash. Whoever could pick up the most pieces of trash without taking the trash out of the trash cans, they would get a free prize. So that anytime we left that spot, we never had to deal with the city getting upset that the park was trashed because of us or anything like that. And we used to have a lot of people coming to the events. We're actually going to be doing one soon, but I'll get to that later.
Yeah, we're going to get to that later for sure.
But yeah, it's definitely cool to see them grow up and then become successful with either working hard or going to school or all these different things that I see them progressing. You know what I'm saying? It's very humbling.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna talk about that too as well. So Wax Skateboardings, you also said you do stickering.
Yes.
And I guess we can talk about that too, but let's, what we like to do here a lot, Jason, Mr. Lola, we like to kind of know a lot more about the individual, because it kind of helps us give a mindset of where you came from and what made you decide to have this mindset, because obviously you care about this city. You care about the kids in the city.
Yeah.
And I heard a statement recently, it might be in the Bible or not, which is like, you know, the what matters is like taking care of the kids. Like we have to take care of the kids. Like that's what matters about the kids are the future, right? And I can see your heart and your mind in that process. And what I like is like before I get into this next part is how'd you get the idea of saying, hey, you know what? I'm gonna make a prize for these kids to clean up the trash. Like how'd you come up with that idea? Did it just pop in your head or what?
Yeah, just one time we were doing an event, and I remember going to an event actually that it was the city of Colton, and they hired this like they're like a company that takes care of other skate parks.
Interesting.
They have like 5 different skate parks that they go to the cities and they do these proposals and be like, hey, we'll manage your guys' skate park, you know? But then at the same time, then they require rules like helmets and admission fees and stuff like that.
Wow.
So we wanted to do something that was positive, but not have to go that route.
Go through them.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we wanted to keep it with the kids and stuff. And it's, we also worked with who was it? It was we worked with the city of Barstow one time, and they were so open and welcoming towards us. They were like, they really wanted to anything that our minds were up to, they were like, you know what? We will totally back you up. Like if you want to do these events and stuff. And it's just, I wish the city was more like that, you know?
The city of San Bernardino?
Yeah. Cause they just never really like helped out. And then it's like, if we want to set up an event, they'll tax us with like these permits and insurance and all types of like ridiculous fees. It's crazy.
Okay.
And that's what deters a lot of people from doing the stuff that I've done before, you know? It's just, and there's people out there, trust me. There's like at least 3 or 4 other people that do the same thing in San Bernardino.
Yeah.
And it's all out of love for the kids. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. And a lot of the red tape kind of makes it harder to get these events going on.
Yeah.
And the fees.
Yeah. A city worker did come out to me one time and told me that she would be down to help out because they're building a new skate park over there in East Side. Because originally it got vandalized really bad. It was made out of metal. And then a lot of the kids that I talked to, they complained because it goes at a slope angle, so you're not able to be like flat ground. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so a lot of kids complained to me about that. And then what happened was I think some vandals or some homeless people went over there and they caught it on fire and the metal warped.
Oh, snaps.
Yeah, so then the city left it like that, dude. So it looked really, really bad on the city until one of the parents on I Love San Bernardino, she called it out and she like she went to KTLA and like put them on blast, and like the city went out there with their PR because they don't want to look bad, you know. And they were like, you know what, we're working on it, we're not going to tear down the skate park. So then they got actually a sponsorship. No, it was not a sponsorship, it was a grant through the Tony Hawk Foundation. And the Tony Hawk Foundation is actually going to be taking care of that new skate park that I think they're building. I don't know yet. But the lady told me that she needed help for the grand opening. And I told her I'd be more than happy to help out with sponsorship, getting sponsors, and also making sure that whatever they need accommodated, I can make sure and help out as much as I can, you know, because I wouldn't mind doing something with the city. It's just they never have supported us. The only one that has is Sandra Ibarra, the city council member. When she was on her first election, she came to the skate park and actually talked to the kids for a little while. So it was pretty cool, yeah.
Gotcha.
But she's the only one. I think Ben would come down and stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah, but like that's what was cool about it. So it's like, we went out there and we didn't even tell them to vote for her. We just told them, hey, kids, you know, if you're old enough to be 18, to please register to vote. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we mostly come at it, you know, because it's like with my businesses, I try to keep politics out, you know, for my personal. Yeah. You know? So that's how it goes. But
it's smart that way.
Yeah.
It's smart. And I would definitely, I think Liddy Gutfield is the director of Parks and Rec.
I think that's the one that I actually talked to too.
Okay. She's the one you definitely want to talk to because she's really awesome. She's really great.
Yeah.
And definitely Ben's cool as hell. Jason, can you give us a brief story of where you grew up, how you grew up, all the way up to where we all are today, as brief as you can?
Okay, that's easy.
Okay.
I I lived in Fontana most of my life, like
Okay.
around when I was younger.
Were you born and raised in Fontana?
Most of the time, yeah.
Wait, you were born in Fontana?
No, not born. I was born in Montclair,
Okay.
and then I moved to Fontana.
Okay.
Yeah, and my parents divorced when I would say like when I was 5 years old, and both of them got remarried to good people. You know what I'm saying? And I was happy as long as everybody else is happy. You know what I'm saying? And I grew up with the sister and my stepsister, and both of them are 2 years younger than me.
Okay.
So I always had to take care of him and
His
stuff.
big brother.
Yeah, exactly. And then when I grew up, I pretty much loved video games and skateboarding ever since I was a little kid. And when I got like about, I'd say in middle school, that's when I really started being like a skateboarder, going out skateboarding with my friends. And that was a really good part of my life. And then I've always been kind of like a C, B student because I'm not really. It's hard for me to apply when it comes to being in school. You know, like I feel like school's like a one size fits all type of thing.
Yeah, or they try to make everyone fit in that
yeah,
box.
yeah, and I don't fit in that box. I'm like a tetrahedron or something
Yeah, I
like
like
that.
it.
You know,
I
it's
like
like
it.
I can't. It's something that I can't be a part of, and I tried, but it's not me. You know, I'm more of a visual artist type of person. Like I have to, be around things, and for me to really understand it, to sit in a chair in a class, it's boring to me, and my mind just goes imaginary. So I
Gotcha.
started drawing and doing different creations and stuff like that.
You know what I heard that was pretty interesting? It says that it was the C students become the millionaires and billionaires, and they hire the A students to work for them.
Yeah, that sounds pretty much right. Because everybody thinks differently, and it's like you can't just categorize it into one thing. It's like you're going to miss out on so many good people and so much good talent, you know? And then what happened is when I was 12 years old, I started smoking pot, and that's what really changed everything.
Okay.
It was my whole mind and changed because I have ADHD really, really bad. And they tried to put me on like pills and stuff when I was younger.
Wow.
But it just didn't work. And then once I smoked weed, I was like, holy shit, this really helps me out. Like I can really focus and concentrate. So then that started happening. I started going into high school and getting a little older. And I was on the same thing. I tried to stay away from like other things. Like I drank a little bit, but I wasn't like super like drinking every day type of thing. It would just be once in a while when I was like 16, 17, because I used to be in a band too. So like I used to be in punk band, and I always loved that scene and skateboarding, and it just went so good together. So then I pretty much was doing that throughout high school. And
What was the name of the punk band?
it was Dig.
DIG?
Yeah,
Okay.
Dig. It was awesome. And but it was crazy because around my junior time, I got caught in the bathroom selling weed to a cholo, like an ounce and stuff. So then that completely like spiraled me down into some crazy stuff. And what happened is that we both got expelled, because back then you get expelled. Like now, if you get caught with that type of weed, my nieces told me like, oh, you only get suspended now. And I'm like, what? They had practically almost tried to ruin my young life, by throwing stuff.
I thought you were going to say my niece was like, they'll just buy it off of you nowadays.
Right? But it was so crazy because I got expelled, and then they sent me to a continuation school. So at the continuation school, the work was really easy. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to work as hard as I can in continuation school. And then I just got bored because there was no chicks at that continuation school.
Oh.
And I was like, kind of like, oh, you know what? I gotta go to regular school. So a Christian school allowed me to go in there. And
Forgive him for his sins.
yeah,
Father.
it was cool. It was a cool time. But like the kids were gnarly. They were way worse than public schools. Like as soon as I got there, they were like, you got to go bodies with somebody. I'm like, I got to go bodies with who? And they're like, yeah, we go bodies in the bathroom. And I'm like, what do you guys do? Like, what is this shit, you know?
What is bodies? Tell us
Yeah,
all.
what is bodies?
Yeah.
Well, bodies is you go in the bathroom and you it's like a duel.
That's what I thought.
And then you like hit each other in the stomach one at a time until the other one folds. And it was like prison kind of like terms over there. And I'm thinking like, this is the church of God and you guys are acting like heathens, you know?
That part.
Yeah. And it's like, they were like super drug addicts too, because they had money, you know, the school, like my dad, he put me in there and my mom, thank God, they had put whatever money they had to put towards it, you know, and it just it helped out, you know, big time when I went over there. But the shit that I had to deal with just like weird bully shit, and well, not bullying me, but like the way that they were. Like I remember this one school guy, he opened up a sandwich of a kid that I used to hang out with, because the kid was an outsider too. He was a little nerdy and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was a jock. It was this jock all-star football player, and he got a guy's sandwich, and he poured like chemicals on it from chemistry, and then put it back together, you know? And like, luckily the kid didn't eat the sandwich, but like they didn't even like suspend him. They just made him write a letter and apologize to the kid. And I was just like, fuck, this is fucking corrupt.
That part, like, where's the real discipline?
Yeah, and the guy that ran it was like South African and shit.
Okay.
But he was like a red hair South African. Like he had red hair and freckles and he had that accent, you know.
Yeah.
But he looked like he was like a Englishman. He dressed like he was an Englishman, you know, with a beard and stuff like that. And I just remember him like scolding us in that South African accent, and it was just funny, you know.
Got you. I'm trying to do the accent in my head, but I just can't.
Yeah,
do it.
it's like it's like English, but it's just a little slightly different.
It's
than
almost like nah.
Nah, it's so hard, bro. But yeah, then eventually I got out of there, and I had so many credit. Well, I got out of there because they just kept like ridiculing me. Like I wore a Slipknot shirt one time to school.
Okay.
And they were like, you know what? Nah, you can't wear this. You gotta take that shit off.
Liberate.
Yeah, and then they were like, yeah, they would just always put shit down. Like I remember having like a Less Than Jake CD, and that's a ska band. And they were like, this shit's garbage. Like, you're going to go to hell for it.
Got you.
And I'm like, oh, fuck.
But the guy pointing chemicals, he has to write a letter, and he's
Yeah,
good.
yeah, exactly. Just because again, an outsider, you know, tetrahedron.
There you go.
It's like, but I went back to continuation school because I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go back. And I got so many credits that within those couple of months, that when I graduated my junior year, my senior year, I literally only had like, I think it was four out of the 6 classes. So every day I would be leaving early because I stacked up so many credits at continuation school. I even went to summer school.
Dope.
Twice. So it was like I tried to stack it up as much as I could, and that helped me out because then after that I got into working. My dad was like, you know what, man? You're not going to be sitting at home smoking pot all the time. You're going to go to work. I'm going to make you go to work. And at the time, my dad owned a body shop over there. It was like, and where I graduated is Bloomington, California. So it's like a tiny, like, it's not even a city. It's like, I would say like a little, like,
Yeah.
like a little tiny, it's like the Musqueam of Fontana.
There
if
you
that
go.
makes sense.
There you go. It's like the moon to the earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I graduated from there, and it was pretty much cowboys and motocross boys, you know. And
Okay.
It was so much fun though over there. There wasn't a lot of skateboarding and stuff. So, but my dad owned a body shop over there, and it was a very reputable body shop in that area.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, dude, you're gonna have to go to work every day. So every day I'd go over there and wash cars, help the painter sand cars, like anything that had to deal with it, even during summertime, because I wanted to go smoke and I wanted to go take girls out and stuff. So I'm like, I want to make as much money as I can. And working there, it taught me a good work ethic, like on how to be consistent and reliable and stay true to your word and stuff like that. So it helped me out a lot being around him to emulate that and get more serious about my businesses. But then, of course, I didn't listen to him, and I I wanted to do my own thing, you know?
Yeah.
And then what happened is my dad went to sell the body shop and get into real estate because he really, really likes building houses and flipping houses and stuff. And that's one of his goals because he's an immigrant well, he's not an immigrant anymore, but he was an immigrant when he came to this country from Nicaragua because it happened right during the Contra War.
Mm-hmm.
And then also from a really bad earthquake that not a lot of people know about over there that happened. So his family pretty much told him like, hey, dude, you got to move. So him and his, I think 3 or 4 cousins, they all shared like a studio apartment in LA. And it's crazy. It's like having to deal with all that stuff. And then so he came out here and that's how he met my mom out in LA and stuff because they were like disco people.
Awesome.
But yeah, like he's an immigrant. Well, he was an immigrant, like I said, and from Nicaragua, Managua. Actually, that's where our family's from.
Okay.
Yeah, but most of our family moved out there. I mean, out here in like San Dimas, West Covina area, LA still, and then some of them still like they live out in Costa Rica and stuff like that. So
Okay.
yeah, we have a couple family in different areas, but yeah, pretty much. He was the one that instilled that work on me. So then I went to go work for a couple people, and it just never worked out. I was an insurance appraiser for Mercury, Survival, General.
Okay.
Like, I just go to your house pretty much, and like if your car was fucked up, it got hit by like some asshole, I'd go up there and be like, okay, I got to estimate it. So I'd have to take pictures, and then I'd have to write whatever down and then do my little estimate and stuff. And then
You just left those things.
yeah, because one day it got me upset because this old lady, she really liked her Toyota Corolla, and it was like a little cheap little Toyota Corolla, but you know those things that last forever, you know. It got hit, it got sideswiped, and my insurance company was like, "Nah, you got to cash her out, cash her out. No, we're not gonna fix it. We're not gonna fix it." And I'm thinking like, dude, it's an easy fix. Like that's all she wants is her car, you know. And they're like, no, we're going to give her cash. We're going to give her like $1,000, like some cheap, like some ridiculous. And I felt so bad for that lady that, and it was just a couple things besides that, but it was just a couple things that made me question myself. Like, yeah, sure, I got paid extra for salvaging the lady's vehicle, but is that really right? Is that really ethical, you know? And that's when I started having thoughts like, you know what, this shit ain't right. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to quit this. And then when I quit that, I started pretty much just selling weed for a good minute for like 2-3 years.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck this. And I just started selling weed. And,
What year do you think this is?
let's see. When it happened, it was probably like, it's got to be like the early 2000s.
Okay.
Early 2000s and stuff. I sold weed for like 2 or 3 years, literally, just straight. And it just sucked because I didn't want to sell weed. I wanted to smoke weed and like go out and do things, and selling weed just barely paid the bills and stuff.
Low key, yeah.
So like that shit it was devastating for like 3 years. I was super broke. Like all types of crazy stuff happened. My truck broke down. I wasn't able to take care of things that I needed to take care of. And then just one day I got a job working at Morse Automotive over there in Fontana. And they were cool. They were really cool people. I just had to go deliver parts with my car.
Gotcha.
But they paid me good. And then I got 50% off parts. So I was like, I liked it, you know?
Wasn't too bad.
I was able to buy a PS3 with it.
Yo. So how did you get into the wax? How did the wax skateboarding come about?
Well, this is how it started too, is after I got hit delivering parts, they called me and were like, hey, Jason, our insurance company can't cover you anymore. Even though it wasn't my fault that I got hit.
Interesting.
He was like, the insurance company can't cover you anymore. You gotta kick rocks. And I was like, fuck, man, this sucks, dude. Like, again, you know, I'm building myself up and then it comes down. And I'm like, I go into a depression for like about a year and about a year or two. And then eventually I started going to this weed shop out in San Bernardino, and this weed shop, they were really cool. I just told him, hey, I fixed PS3s because that's what I did on the side to make money
Oh, wow.
between that time.
Wow.
I learned how to mod and learned how to do a couple things like that. So then I started doing PS3 mods, and I went to that I went to that dispensary, and then one day I went into the dispensary, and the buddies that I met at the dispensary were like, hey, dude, like they closed the door behind them, and they were scared, dude. Like they were, like something bad happened to them. I don't know what exactly it was. So I got in there, and they're like, hey, bro, you got to be careful. So right when he was about to lock the door, a foot came and just kicked him, like Sparta kicked his ass.
Got you.
With the door, and the door smacked him in the face.
Wow.
And it was a chick. It was a lady. And the lady was like, where the fuck is he at? That fool cheated on me. Fuck him. And I guess the owner was bagging some other chick at the dispensary. Something happened like that. And I can't make this shit up, dude. And and so she went on a tirade, fucking everybody up in there except me. She fucked up all the workers because she thought they were in on it. So she went behind the reception area because you got to get through a buzz door, and that's the door she kicked. And Sparta kicked the door, so then she went into the reception area and just started throwing haymakers on everybody in there. There was other two guys. And then after that, one of the guys that got socked in the jaw, she took off, and one of the guys that got socked in the jaw was like, dude, I called the cops. And everybody's just freaking out because there's like pounds of fucking weed at this spot. And I was just going in there to buy weed. So I was like, throw it all in my trunk right now. So they all threw it in my trunk. And my house was only a couple miles away. So I took it up to my house in the trunk and just left my trunk there and told everybody to come to my house and kick it until the cops left. And that's what they did. So then when the owner showed up, and the owner was like, you did this for me? And it was like, yeah. He offered me a job right there. And that was just trimming. And I was getting paid like shit, like stupid shit. But it didn't matter because I had weed, and I had a little bit of cash to pay my bills, you know? And then he seen that the same ethic that I had with my dad at the body shop, going to work at a certain time, being on time, having just a good standard work ethic with customer service. I applied that to work in there, and within 6 months of that shop, I was manager. And then 6 months after that, I was able to save up money and then put it together. And I told him, hey, you know what? I've been working for you this long. Let's start another spot up in Victorville. Let's get another shop open. So between me and him, we started a spot over there in Victorville called Arrow High. And then what happened is that just money changes people, you know?
Yeah.
Money changes people. Like, I've never had money, and when I do come across money time to time, I tend to not value it as much as people make it as a social status symbol.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Have you heard the term that money doesn't change people? It just accentuates their true nature, who they really are?
Yeah. Yeah, I absolutely believe that. And it felt like Order of the Flies type of thing, you know, like some type of like, where it was just like he would pin people against me, and me, I don't do any other drugs except for marijuana and drinking and occasionally mushrooms.
Yeah.
You know what
every
I'm saying?
once in a while, I can get a mushroom. You know, I gotta get a mushroom every once in a while.
But he started getting into like really bad stuff, like really heavy stuff, you
like
know?
The white stuff, the cocaine?
Yeah, coke. Coke turned into crack.
Oh, wow.
And then all of a sudden, just shit started missing. All of a sudden, he was saying that I'm stealing, that I'm owing money, but I don't do any of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I keep it neutral when it comes to that, and it's just really upsetting. So then eventually, I just got pissed, and I was like, you know what? Let's just cut our ends. Let's cut our losses, and that's it. So we cut our losses, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, what do I want to do? Like, I know I can do something. I just have to figure it out. I just have to do it. Well, then one day, me and my buddy were sitting there, and we're like, let's do a skateboard company, you know? Like that's one of the things that reminds me of being a kid. Like I don't want to do all these harsh jobs or jobs where they can just fire me right away. I want to work for myself. I think that I have enough discipline and enough
Drive.
yeah, just to
Passion.
do it. And we did Wax. We named it Wax because it's an acronym for We Are Infinite.
Okay, cool.
So was our infinite. I mean, that was our acronym. So then we did it, and then my buddy, he had a girl, and then he had so many things going on in his life with trying to get a living situation stable and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he was like, you know what, just run with it, bro. Just take care of it. So he gave me his blessing, and then I pretty much started Wax Skateboards like that.
Dope.
And then for the next,
What year did you start?
we started in 2011.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're technically 12 years old right
Yeah,
now.
going on 13.
Yeah. So we just started out pretty much like I went to a board company. I was like, we got to put these type of graphics out and we'll do this type of stuff and this, and I was trying to do it, but the thing is that I didn't know graphic design work. So then one of my buddies was like, hey, I got the Photoshop, the bootleg. Here you go. Gave me the Photoshop bootleg, but the problem is it was in fucking Swedish.
Oh, damn.
So I had to learn.
Swedish?
Well, I didn't learn Swedish.
I was gonna say.
But I had to learn how to navigate through it in the Swedish version. So that was before the English version that I finally got a hold of. But it was just those couple things is learning the graphic design work. Because before I was paying people, but it's not like words are so cheap when it comes to that. Like I wish sometimes I can grab my brain and show it to somebody, so then they're like, okay, this is what he means, because it's very difficult to get an idea of what people want, you know.
Yeah.
And,
It's so interesting that you say that, because shout out to Nicholas Gray, who also does artistic work. And he says, for people who are not into like graphic design and artistic work, they can't really speak the language well enough for that designer to do what they want.
It's so difficult. And the person that was helping me out, she is a really nice person. She did a lot of the photography we did, because originally we were trying to hire like hot models to put on boards and shirts.
Okay.
But the problem is doing that type of stuff it's just gimmicky as fuck, you know?
Yeah.
And that's why it was like I learned a lot from my lessons, because like the way that I portrayed it, like originally we were like, okay, we're from LA, let's go get the LA crowd. But the problem is the LA crowd already has it. That's the mecca of skateboarding. So all of those companies are from like Whittier and have warehouses in Carson and all this stuff. But it's like, I can't compete with that. You know what I'm saying? Nor do I want to.
Yeah.
So then,
And how authentic are you being?
yeah, and we did a skate event, and originally I had a skate team, and I paid for them to go to Santa Cruz, paid like $300, $400 for them to go to Santa Cruz, because I had a little bit of money saved up from the closing of the shop. So I was trying to invest it wisely, but the problem is that I didn't invest it wisely with half-assed work. You know what I'm saying?
Can you be more detailed, explain more?
Well, it's just like with running a skate team, it's like so difficult because when you're going into it, and you see my generation is much different than the generation that was present 10 years ago, you know.
Okay.
Like way different rules, way different stance, and way different talk on different things. And now it's just, I mean, then it was different. So it was like kind of like a culture clash in a way, and trying to find out what is considered good now, you know. 10 years ago, because 10 years ago was a big leap from what my days were. Like my days were like if somebody could tray flip, fuck it, where it was like a 5-stair or
Okay.
you know. Now it's like they're on a whole different level.
Yeah.
You know? It's on a whole different level.
Like tray flipping like a 15 stairs, 20 stairs.
Yeah, and I wanted to go with that party type of board company. Like, hey, we're cool, we're hip, but
Like Chad Muska's group? Like,
Well, no,
okay.
Shorty's was cool.
Okay.
Shorty's was cool, but a little bit more like Baker and stuff like that.
Okay.
And I was just like, it's just whack because if you have those type of values as like when you have a team together and it's a bunch of skateboarders and they're all like that, shit doesn't get done. You know what I'm saying? And
everyone wants to just
and if
party.
you're paying money and you're giving them boards and you're giving them food and shirts and everything else under the sun, it's so freaking difficult, bro. The only time that it's good is when everybody's on the same page.
Gotcha.
And it's not their fault because I thought about it the other day. It's not their fault. It's my fault because of being inexperienced to not go after the right things. You know what I'm saying? And by doing that, it made my brand look a little less than what it did. You know. And what happened before that is that I owned up to my mistakes and was able to develop relationships with stores to carry our products. So getting a good relationship with the city, the people in my city, the community, you know what I'm saying? Like the skate shops, just people that would give us a good rapport and that we could be really cool with and that we can work together like co-op, you know?
Yeah.
And that was the big game changer is once I realized, hey, you know what? It's snakes and sparklers, bro. I've been selling fucking snakes when I should have been listening to people. You know what I'm saying? And that's when everything changed.
Gotcha. What's one of the things that you wish you would have listened to at the time?
To be how would it be? I would say that to have more patience. To have more patience, you know, because I would get upset with the silkscreen guy because I'm like, hey, dude, my shirts need to get done, this. And then one day he was like, you know what? Come back here. And he showed me the process of silkscreening. And I never complained about that day after that because people don't realize how much work and sweat goes into just printing a shirt, just printing a board, any of these things. It's like, it's so much work. You see, you see somebody silkscreen it on, but you don't see people cleaning up the screens, prepping the screens, emulsioning the screens, heating the screens up so that you wipe it out so that it's burned on the image, you know? It's so much work. And after that, I had so much respect for these people because I felt so bad being a jerk to them, you know, being like, hey, this shit's not done at this time, you know? And then after that, we started doing a lot more with the community. I linked up with this guy named Tyson, and he was the one he had a skate park, an indoor skate park in San Bernardino called 31. It was a really badass skate park, bro. And he was a good guy. It's just he didn't want people in there all the time because he was living in there too.
Okay.
Yeah. So
then why have a skate park?
I do not know, but he was the one that really got me into the San Bernardino community.
Okay.
And
where were you before?
We were just everywhere. We were trying to be everywhere, and that doesn't fucking work. You know what I'm saying? You have to be based. So it was like we were like, you know what? We're gonna be we're from San Bernardino. We're gonna go for the San Bernardino locals. So by them showing up at that skate park all the time for different events, I was able to selectively get a team going. And this team was it, and still to this day, they're freaking amazing. They're such good, talented people, and it's just crazy because it was like I wasn't looking for that cool, hip, hipster look. You know, it was actually people that really had substance, people that really cared about skateboarding, that put skateboarding first. You know, when we went out, it wasn't about drinking and smoking. It was actually getting footage done, you know? And that's the hardest part. And like one of them was Vince. We met Vince, and Vince was a little kid.
What was Vincent's last name?
His name is Gomez.
Okay.
Vincent Gomez. The V Money Savage. He changed that shit. But dude, he's amazing, man. Like we met him when he was I met him at Colton Skate Park, the grand opening and stuff, and he was there and stuff, and I seen him, and I was like, dude, this little kid's badass, and Tyson was like, dude, you got to get him on the team. So that was one of them, and then there was another guy, his name was Brian Nasser, and dude, he is a beast too. His feet are just like it's like a ballerina, just so perfect style, dude.
Okay.
It's so clean.
And
And
light? Sounds like it's light.
yeah, just super light, clean. His nollies, like, dude, he's so clean with his footwork, bro. It's like just amazing. And his dad is an old school skateboarder.
Okay.
So his dad is like really getting like really supportive with him, and that's why he was very good at what he does, you know. And he was badass. He still is to this day badass. He could ollie up that table for sure. He's a very tall guy.
Table's about this tall, folks.
Yeah. Amazing skateboarder. And then we got him, and then we got another one. His name was what was it? It was Richard Villa, and Richard Villa skated for Nike. He was a Nike shoe tester.
Cool.
And he skated for Brooklyn Projects and Primitive and stuff, and a beast. Like, he was the one that really established our brand, because we had somebody that was of a high end caliber.
Yeah, with the Nike.
Yeah, and then with his connections, he got the whole team to ride to test shoes for Nike.
Cool.
So they got actual prototypes from Nike and actually got to test them out and everything. It was so awesome.
So is this the first team that you build, or is this the second team?
This is the second team. The first team, we were supposed to do a skate comp out in Venice. And it was because my buddy, he, rest in peace, Carlos, he passed away from cancer. And he owned a shop. It was called Oh Snaps Nice Caps. It was it was in 2011, 2012. And he was one of the first people to give us a chance. He put our shirts and our hats up there, and like people were buying our shit big time over there. Like he had a little boutique and a little section just for us. And so we were like, you know what, let's do a skate event over there. And the host was one of the guys from Wild and Out.
Okay.
Spanky.
Okay.
It was Spanky. He was gonna host the event. He was there and everything, and half of my team showed up, bro. And I was so upset. Like,
oh wow.
And well, they all showed up, but the other half were in the car because they were either too drunk to skate, or one of them had girl issues with his girlfriend because he decided to bring his girlfriend with him. You know?
Yummy.
Yeah. So at the end of the night, everybody met up at the bar out there, and I just pretty much let everybody have it. I said, you know what, man? I don't condone this shit. You guys want to act like this? Fine. You know, find another board sponsor. And after that, everybody hated me, you know. And I put out the video that we had, because the original team, they were from Fontana. They weren't from San Bernardino.
Okay.
It was a bunch of friends that I used to skate with back in the days, that it was their little homies and stuff like that we skated with. And I shouldn't have done it like that. I should have done it based on your skills and your ethic. You know?
100%.
And with this new team, it was not like that at all. The whole team was amazing, and they had a good ethic. Everybody was good people. They weren't alcoholics or getting crazy or anything like that. And that's when we were able to get more better. And then the guy Tyson that was helping me manage the team, he actually wanted to skate for the team, and he's freaking amazing. Like, I could show you video of that. Like, he's just an amazing skateboarder. And we got him, and then we got Jonathan Jimenez, and again, another amazing skateboarder.
Gotcha.
Like, just an amazing person, you know.
And you had to drop the team because of COVID?
Well, no, it was before COVID. What happened was it was just very difficult, because at one time we were selling 70 boards a month around there because of the team. The team was good, but then a lot of teams were getting different sponsors, and they were worried about those other sponsors, or they were just downright not skateboarding at all, playing it safe. That's what my buddy Karma Ritchie used to call it.
Gotcha. Can you explain a little bit more? What do you mean, like playing it safe and not skateboarding?
It's when a skateboarder is sponsored by somebody, and then they just stick to the skate parks. And they don't go out and get footy and stuff like that because they don't want to hurt themselves, you know. And dude, it sucks. Trust me. Like, I hate no more than for somebody to get hurt, but it's at the same time, it's like we have a mutual agreement, you know, and
Yeah.
it's very difficult to run it off friendship too on top of that, you know, because I eventually become good friends with these people, you know, and they're amazing people, every single one of them. I still talk to them to this day, you know. We never left on bad terms. It was just one day I was doing a skate we were working on a skate video, and we were putting it together, and we made a promo for it. And the promo, we wanted to do a release party at this Sesh, and only like, no, actually none of them showed up to the event. And like everybody, like the Sesh people were really hyped about it and stuff, but like none of my skateboarders showed up. And that's when I was like, you know what? I'm putting too much into it, you know? And then I'd rather just be on myself, you know?
Yeah.
And they already had their own sponsors and stuff, so it wasn't like a big issue for them. But like for me, it was much more relief because our board sales weren't doing as well as before, you know? So then I was like, you know what? We'll do it as is, you know? And it's very difficult, especially because my price points with the boards, they've always been like $30-$35,
Okay.
which is super cheap, you
For
know?
the deck, yeah.
Yeah, because I'll make like $3 to $5 off of each board, depending on how many colors. And if it's like a multicolored board, I'm pretty much giving them away at cost, you know? And it's not because I have to. It's because I really want to take care of the people in my city, you know? And that was one of the ways of doing it. And how I used to substitute it is because the skate shops, I would charge them like $1 extra, you know, to make sure that I can take care of things and stuff. And the skate shops, they would sell the boards for like $50, and I would be like, that's one of the incentives of getting them in the shop, because they're going to make more money than a pro board, you know.
True.
They're not going to have to spend money to get their shop decks made, but then they can make enough to off of my board, you know.
If the money was right again, would you ever consider building a team once more?
I would do it even if I wasn't making money from wax. If I was supported by the city, like I would totally do something like that. But it's just very difficult to manage, and then it's just a very, very stressful thing, because a lot of them, they don't want to drive, so then I have to drive them everywhere. Like, it's a lot of work.
Got you.
My buddy, Vince, we were doing the trifecta over there in Fontana, and we in one day we had to drive from Barstow, at the Barstow event that I was a surprise judge or something like that.
Yeah.
And then he won that contest. And the other round, because I was judging the kids, it was like from I think it was like from like 8 to like 14, around there. I was judging like the kids competition, because they had like a little kids competition and stuff. So I helped out with that, and then the main competition, it was through the city, and they voted for him first place, and then we drove from there, literally from Barstow straight to Palm Springs. And there's like no cutway. You have to like go all the way like around.
Down, yeah.
And it was forever, but he won that competition too. So it was like,
so basically kind of like babysitting, and you don't want to do that again for the most part.
It's a lot of work, you know. And you see, like right now I have more things going on, because after wax I started investing in other things, like my print company, the toy company, like we saw on the other day.
We're gonna talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, and just a bunch of things. So like wax was able to give me that platform, and it was also able to give me the mindset of being an entrepreneur, and realizing that if I can use that mindset on a skateboard company and be successful, then I can use it for any other type of media or any other thing that I put my mind to, you know?
True. And you, speaking about competitions, you kind of run a yearly competition, right, for the kids here?
Yeah.
Want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. We do a yearly competition, and what we do is we do a best trick off the bank, or we'll do it off the stair set. I don't like doing it that much off the stair set, because kids will break boards quick off of it, you know? So I'll do it up the bank. And they love it. We've been doing it. It's a yearly tradition for, I say, like the past, yes, ever since we started, so I'd say like 11 years now.
Okay.
We've been doing it, and
Wow.
we do it at different spots. Sometimes we do it out in Colton, but mainly is Blair. Blair's our hometown.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll do the skate event, but before the skate event, what I do is I collect used skate equipment and used skateboards and used like skate shirts and different things like that, and I'll put it in a pile and I'll clean them. And then what we do is when we have the event, we have a big box so that any kids that need a shoe or need skate wheels that are used or anything like that, it's like a community box.
Yeah.
And then the kids will actually bring stuff to put in the community box too, which is cool.
Dope.
So it's like they get that understanding of we are all together,
Mm-hmm.
And I find sponsors from all different types of industries, and what we do is we'll have hot dogs or hamburgers, and everything is completely free to all the kids in the park. So we'll have sodas, waters, all types of stuff, and
Food.
so they get to eat, they get to hang out with us, and then we do the skate comp, and then we pick 3 people of the skate comp. After the skate comp, then we get everybody into the Blair pool, and we throw a bunch of different prizes and stuff into the pool so that kids can go in there and grab.
Okay.
Yeah, like we do a product toss. That's what they call it.
Yeah, product sauce.
Yeah, so
That's cool.
we do that, and at the end of the night, that's when we do the cleanup, and
Okay.
then we pick out whoever has the worst board, and
Give them a new board.
yeah,
Dope, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing that, man. I mean, it's really awesome.
yeah. Well, it's crazy because a lot of those kids too that I've seen, that I've helped out, they just are amazing, and it's like I wish that sometimes the city would see the value in them,
Yeah. Man, it's super. Like, again, thanks, Jason, for that work. It's awesome. It's
Yeah,
you don't have to do it, but you do it, and it's great. And I know the kids are loving it.
yeah.
And so I wanted to get into Nostalgia Kills,
Nostalgia kills.
right? So how did the name come about?
Me and my buddy Gina, we were just chilling one night, and I was like, I think, oh yeah, it was the Masters of the Universe just came out again, and when I grew up as a kid, I love Masters of the Universe, He-Man, and all the He-Man, Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters, all that stuff, and then they reissued them, so I told my friend, I was like, oh, the nostalgia kills me. And then I was like, dude, that's a great idea. But I was working on things because I wanted to come up with a clothing line from after Wax because I wanted to do something different.
Mm-hmm.
And this clothing line was going to be based on like pop culture from the 80s and 90s. So I named it Nostalgia Kills. And then me and my buddy Gino, we bought a 3D printer and we started printing our own action figures. And since I had the printing company, we would print out all of our card backs, and we would make everything, even the plastic bubbles, in-house to put all the packaging together.
Yeah.
So the figure and the packaging was all made in-house, 100%.
Cool.
Yeah, it was like really cool thing. And then I started getting into vintage toys and collectibles and stuff. And then that's what pretty much Nostalgia Kills is a mixture of the nostalgia merchandise, custom action figures, and retro.
Nice.
So it's those 3 things that make up the company. And we've been in that company. I like to do a lot of different Comic Cons and stuff.
Yep.
We did the Pasadena Comic Con, and then we did Power Con a couple years back, which was like the all He-Man event, and it was awesome. We got to meet a lot of people, and it's just really cool to do things like that. I want to get mass production on figures instead of doing them limited.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, what I like to do is come up with a manufacturing company and have them pretty much manufacture the figures, and then where I'm able to make the blister packs and all that, because it's a very time consuming with making everything,
Gotcha. Is the blister pack the
plastic
the box?
the
Okay.
little plastic piece that you put over
that
you.
goes over the character, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
And then what you do is you just glue it and then just stick it on there and stuff.
Nice.
But we do want to do more of that stuff. It's just eventually just expanding. But it's like I have to find out the right connections on the people to manufacture those type of items.
True.
Because once they are, then they're fine. I have a limited edition of figures actually coming out next week. It's called the Skante Warriors.
Okay.
And it's like a tweaker action figures.
Hilarious.
And I thought it would just be funny, you know, because like being from San Bernardino, a lot of people think that there's like a lot of tweakers around here. But
Got you.
I always tell them that there's more potheads than tweakers out here, you know.
For sure.
But
Go up north and you'll probably find some.
Yeah. They're like isolated, you know. But yeah, we just pretty much work on a couple different things. We make different like parody packs and stuff like that. Like we made an action figure of for Joe Biden and Trump, and it said "Not my president," and then the "Not my president." So after that, we put like a piece of shit in it. And then it had like the packaging of both of the presidents on there and stuff. So people were buying it, like the Trump haters and the Biden haters. We are equal opportunity type of people. We want to make money off of everybody if possible, if that's the case on that company. Like with wax is more of a like my charity and like kind of give back. And but with Nostalgic Kills, it's a little bit more different. And yeah, but with the printing company too, I really like that company a lot too, because I'm able to deal with clients and help their companies look a little bit more better, and help them with just pretty much the same type of techniques I use for my businesses to help them with their businesses.
Got you.
Yeah, like
with logos and stuff like that.
Yeah, like with Chubsies, I work with them a lot. Like I help them out with their packaging and their stickers and graphic design work. And I just give them kind of ideas here and there, like little tidbits of, hey, you know, I think this might work or this might work. And I like developing relationships like that with my clients, so that I'm able to give them kind of ideas without having to be pushy on them.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
like,
saying?
hey, do this.
Yeah, but it does help out a lot.
Gotcha. I was gonna ask, because you guys do custom toys, right? So
Yeah.
Is there like something that you guys won't custom, or is it anything someone wants you will make for them?
Yeah, we make anything.
Okay.
We make anything. We made that movie Blow. We made that
With Johnny Depp?
Yeah, we made like the packaging for it, like for action figure. And then instead of action figure, I just got like a fake $100 bill rolled up, like it's like a cocaine straw, and I just put it in the packaging. Like we'll do stupid stuff like that, you know.
I love it.
And it's just like kind of gifts. And then we do this one where it's $35, and we'll make you an action figure packaging with a piece of shit like fake poop in there, and we'll put your friend's picture on the front for like a Christmas gift, you know.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
just little things like that.
I love it. Jason, what current projects are you working on?
Current projects that I'm working on right now is I'm working on my artwork more right now. Like as a side thing, I want to start exhibiting my artwork as far as because I never really did that much. And same thing with wax. Like a majority of the wax graphics were done through Illustrator, and they weren't really, or they were done by other artists or models. And I wasn't able to really put my my style of graphic work, because my graphic work is more bright colors, psychedelic, acid, LSD, walls melting and stuff. And like with wax, I never felt that way. I felt wax was always really, really dark, like black and white type of vibe with it. You know, very simple. Keep it just like that. And with my artwork, it's very, very bright and fluorescent colors and all types of crazy stuff. So I like to tend more to lean towards that route. And then I was thinking too, eventually with wax, I would like to design one of the boards like with my actual like drawing work, you know.
Cool.
And that's eventually what I the projects that I'm working on right now. And I help out Robert with I Love San Bernardino too a little bit.
Shout out to you, Robert.
Yep. And that's pretty much it. I'm just working on that, and then
Okay.
3D modeling is one of the new things I'm learning right now. I'm self-teaching myself, like I taught myself with Illustrator and all
Got
that
you.
stuff.
At least it's not in Swedish this time.
Oh,
That part.
that was a horrible.
Time. Jason, I want to thank you so much for being on the Empire, man.
Thank you.
Can you please, let's say 100 years pass by, 200 years pass by, maybe 5,000 years pass by. What would you like your empire to look like, whether it's in community work, artistic work, skateboarding, family? What would you like your empire to look like in this 5,000 years from now?
I would like pretty much just to really really care about the kids, but really mean it. Don't say it like a political lame slogan, just because it fits your agenda. Like really, really, really want kids to be taken care of and embrace their strangeness. Don't just penalize it or take it out on them because you don't see the value in them. That's one thing that I would hope that people would stop doing once I'm gone. And also that kids buy from local skateboard shops and local skateboard companies instead of the main brand mass-produced Chinese bamboo boards.
Mm.
And if the earth can survive through that, I hope that people can change and live amongst the earth instead of fighting it all the time.
I love it. Yeah,
Yeah.
be one with the earth.
Yep.
Jason Lola, thank you so much for being on the Empire, man. Can you please tell everybody how they can find you, support you, get a wax board, maybe get a custom toy, some stickers? Can you please let everyone know how they can do that?
You guys can follow me at Instagram at Wax Skateboards or Instagram at Sesh House Printing. Instagram Mr. Wax 13 for my artwork, and Nostalgia Kill on Instagram. And then if you want to check out our website, it's www.waxskateboards.com, and pretty much hit us up if you guys need anything. Much peace.
Yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, I'll have all of those links in the description. So that way you can just click on it, make it nice and simple for you guys if you guys are looking for it. But I think we had a great episode today. We learned so much. I want to thank you guys. I want to thank Jason. We learned that, his background mostly comes from skateboarding. And what a lot of people need is some damn work ethic and how he got it from his pops, and you learn that work ethic will never die once you build one in life. It just transfers over. And how he learned so much from building a skate team and also taught himself how to graphic design. So sometimes you got to just put the fire under your own butt to get things done, and then work. And also the situation about dealing with the skate team and his other business partners. Sometimes you just got to know when to put your foot down and not take any BS.
Yep.
Right. And so we learned a lot from him. I want to thank you guys all again. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, comment down below what you thought. If you want to support, you can do our Cash App, which is $THEE Empire Podcast. Same for Venmo, PayPal, all in the description. My name's Antonio Lee Miles, and I think that's it. Other than that, we'll catch you guys in the next episode. All right? Peace. I say it's my duty. Yeah. Is it my will? Yeah. To do what? Yeah. To do is right. I say.
Oh, I've had horrible interviews, bro.
Oh, really?
I've had horrible interviews. And I'm honest with it too. Like,
Okay.
I even told the guy, I was like, dude, I'm